Hey, what's good everybody? Welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm here at Audubon Porsche in Fort Worth, Texas. And today, I actually got a Porsche 911 Dakar right behind me, right? And today I'm going to show you why this actually costs $380,000. Yes, this Porsche Dakar costs $380,000, right? And today I'm going to show you what you get with that and show you more. But before I do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And other than that, let's get into it. Alright you guys, so right here is actually the 911 Dakar, which is very unusual for this 911, but this is sort of like an off-road, like I said, sort of an off-roader type of car right here. So you do get like a unique front end, as you can see, a unique front end with a red tow hook right up front with a skid plate underneath, which is pretty nice. You do get a couple of inches of ground clearance, which is kind of good. You also do get a vents up front. You do get unique kind of graphics right up here, which is pretty nice. You do get all-terrain tires with carbon ceramic brakes, which is pretty nice. Red calipers with the Porsche name on it. Tires look kind of good. I like the color on this, which is actually pretty nice. You can get I believe you can get different colors on this and different graphics, and you also can get a roof rack up here with a bunch of accessories on it, which is pretty nice. You can get a carbon fiber roof to lower your center of gravity, which is pretty good. Moving down to the back of this, now this is actually based off the Carrera 4S. So this gets a 3-liter flat 6, making 473 horsepower, which actually is pretty good, but I'm not gonna like rev it because, well, it doesn't sound that good. But it is a 3-liter flat 6, making 473 horsepower, which is pretty nice. And you also can get an 8-speed dual clutch automatic with it, which is pretty good. Alright, so to open the front and the trunk of this car, well, there really is no trunk, but to open the front, all you gotta do is just pull this right here, and as you can see, it opens up, and you do get quite of a decent space back here. I will say that. Quite decent space. You could probably fit one full-size luggage in here, a small one, or two or four bags, just depending on how big it is. But yeah, you got this much room in the front, which is pretty good. And for the back of it, as you see, all you gotta do is just pull this one. There is no trunk, and the engine is behind all this, but yeah, this is basically what you get with it, which is pretty alright. So stepping inside of this Porsche 911 Dakar, as you can see, you do get, your typical Porsche 911 interior, which is, pretty nice. You got suede on the door panels right over here, and the part of the door handle, which is pretty nice. Got your memory settings, which is pretty good. You got Alcantara on the steering wheel right over here, power shifters as well, and you got suede in the middle of the seat and the armrest, which is pretty good. But stepping aside, yep, as you can see, typical 911 interior, which is pretty nice. But to turn it on, all you gotta do is just turn this, which is pretty nice, and your foot on the brake, as you can see. So you got your drive modes right over here, which is normal, sport, rally, wet, and off-road. And to toggle through that, all you gotta do is just use this right here. So you can just toggle it through this with the drive modes, which is pretty nice. And you can also cycle through other functions with this, on this side with this gauges. So you got your other function, vehicle, gas and all that, trip, map, sport chromosome, which is a time watch, G-forces, all-wheel drive to see how much power is sending to the front and the rear, which is pretty good. And to go to this gauge right over here, all you gotta do is just hit this button. As you can see, you can cycle through a bunch of things, which is pretty nice, right? Also got your infotainment, which is, your standard Porsche infotainment, which is pretty nice as itself. I already tried it. You also use this button to toggle, how high or lower the vehicle is. So you could just use this to either raise it up or lower it, which is pretty nice. Got your exhaust button right over here, which is pretty nice to make it louder. Got your suspension tuning button, which is pretty good right over here. Climate controls right over here. Your Porsche PDK, which is right here. You got your park button right here. You want to go to manual mode, which is right here. Got your heated seats right over here. Only cup holder, which is typical. for a coupe. Got your 911 plaque right over here, Dakar, to see how many were made. How many were made with 2,500. In this particular example is 1,000. I think that's a 5 or 6. I don't know. Either 1548 or 1648, one of those two. And the window sticker right over here, as you can see, is $379,911, which is pretty good, but you know, it's a lot of money. But this is a rare example of one, so there's that. You also got your stopwatch already right over here. But yeah, other than that, this interior is actually pretty nice, and it's actually very typical Porsche 911 fashion, which is pretty good. Alright, you guys, hope you guys did enjoy my video on this Porsche 911 Dakar right over here. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And before I go, I do want to point out that this is actually the Porsche key for that car, right? And it looks like a very Porsche 911 key, but I do want to point out that it actually matches the car, right? As you can see, it's kind of like a, you know, light bluish green copper color ish, whatever, and it matches the paint of that car. So the key fob and the car match, which is pretty good. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys next time.